So how do these people get out of debt? Well, I used to think it was a math thing because I'm a math nerd. I got a finance degree. I even thought when I got out of debt, it was a math thing. I found out later it's just because I was really mad. Because I have people call me up that make $100,000 a year and they can't seem to pay off $40,000 in debt. I'm just stuck. What? You know, not after I just talked to the other guy 2 minutes ago who makes $40,000 a year and paid off $100,000. What's the difference? It wasn't math. It was this thing of, there's something going on inside of them, right? Les Brown, the great motivator, says people change their lives when they get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they finally say, that's it, I've had it. We worked too hard to be this broke. I am sick of putting in all these hours, and we got nothing to show for it. I got all these degrees, I did all this stuff, I did everything right, and I am broke, and I make $85,000 a year. This makes no sense. When you have that thing happening inside of you, you're ready. Because it's no longer an intellectual discussion at that point. When you get there, that's when it changes for you. That's when things are gonna move, but not until. And so I was trying to figure this out because I've been studying, as I told you, biblical finance. And so I'm looking in the Bible going, what is going on with this? And I couldn't find it. But I read Proverbs. There's 31 Proverbs. Even if you're not a Christian, you can do this, okay? Proverbs is the book of wisdom. You'll be wiser. Just try it, okay? I mean, there's 31 of them. So you can read one a day. And they're not very long. I mean, 5-10 minutes, you can read a proverb, right? But if you'll think about what's in there and learn the Proverbs, what'll end up happening is this. You'll end up with a master's degree in finance. Because the Proverbs are full of financial wisdom. They're chocked full. Even if you're not a Christian, it's okay, just read it. Just go, lots of people do this stuff. So I'm reading through Proverbs, and I read, the day according to the month. So the 6th came up, and I opened up a thing, and it says, if you've signed surety, my son, do this. Now, surety is Old English Bible talk for going into debt. So if you've gone into debt, do this. Now, if you're looking at this with my set of eyes, I'm saying this is the maker of the universe who says, if you're in debt, here's what you do. This is worth reading after the do this. Right? I want to know what he says. This is a game changer. Whatever follows is very important to someone like me. If you're in debt, here's what you do. God says. Paying attention now. Give no sleep to your eyes, no slumber to your eyelids. I got that. That's hard work. I got it, okay? And deliver yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter, a bird from the hand of the fowler. Now, truthfully, I'm no biblical scholar. I'm just a redneck guy reading the Bible. But I'm reading that, and I said, deliver yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter, a bird from the hand of the fowler. I have no idea what that means. You give me an animal metaphor. I was so excited about the do this. And you give me an animal metaphor. Now, this is how I pray. So some of y'all need to have reverent prayers and you think, God's not scared of me. It's okay. He can just talk to me and so what? Animals? What? So I'm scanning the channel that night, scanning the TV channels, just bouncing around. And I landed on the Discovery Channel and God answered my prayer. He told me what it meant. Deliver yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter, a bird from the hand of the fowler. So I'm watching this thing and I click and there's the gazelles. They're out there gazelling around. And I thought, I just read about you boys. You're how we get out of debt. And you know the Discovery Channel is not there if the gazelles are there by themselves, right? You know someone else is on the scene. Mr. Cheetah. And gazelles have a little cheetah detector behind their ear, and when they see the cheetah, they're like, cheetah! Run! Because they know the cheetah is the fastest mammal on dry land. He can run up to 82 miles an hour. He can go from 0 to 67 in 4 leaps. This is a bad cat. There's not a gazelle on the planet that can outrun a cheetah. Deliver yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter. How do you get out of debt? You run like your life depends on it. See, look what he did. He picked out a college student. Come here, kid. Come here, kid. You need to get a credit card. You need to build up your FICO score, kid. Come here, kid. I'll give you a t-shirt. Sign up, kid. This happened to you on college, right? How you get out of debt? You got to run like your life depends on it. The only shot you can wander into debt, you can't wander out. The only way you get out is you run like you got to go crazy. You got to lose your mind. You got to run like death is on your heels, because it is. It's the only way you get away. You know how long we had to look for a clip where he gets away? The interesting thing is I started doing some reading on it because this is a biblical metaphor. Deliver yourself like the gazelle from the hand of the hunter. The hunter of the gazelle is the fastest, most deadly predator of that type of situation. Now, that lion is actually more deadly, but not faster. And the primary killer of the gazelle is the cheetah. The gazelle cannot outrun the cheetah, and yet, in a chase, the cheetah only captures the gazelle 1 out of 19 times. But it's stacked against him. Why? Well, I got to thinking about it. Motivation. You can come out of your own skin when you're motivated enough, can't you? See, one's getting ready to die, and one's getting ready to have lunch. It's a different level of commitment, isn't it? What are you committed to? You got to run like your life depends on it because it's stacked against you. That's a good metaphor. I get it. And here's the interesting thing. It says, deliver yourself like the bird from the hand of the fowler, the gazelle from the hand of the hunter. Deliver yourself. So people come up to me, thank you, Dave, for getting me out of debt. I didn't get you out of debt. You got you out of debt. I just showed you how and made you believe it was possible. That's all I did. I told you if you'll run like your skin's gonna fall off, you'll run so hard, you can get out. Your friends are gonna think you're crazy. Your family's gonna think you've joined a cult. But when you stop caring what other people think and you run like your life depends on it, that's when you start winning. You can play around with this stuff if you want-ish, but this is what works. So what do you do to get out of debt? Well, number one, you quit borrowing more money, right? You can't get out of a hole while you're digging out the bottom. So we had to light the candles and had us a little plasectomy party at our house. Little plastic surgery action going on, right? Said something's got to give here. We're not doing this anymore, you know? Victoria's Secret. They take cash. Citibank, what's in your wallet? Money. Discover, freedom. American Distress. Dave, you're weird. I know, I already told you, normal's broke. I don't want to be normal. I don't want to have a normal marriage. I don't want to have normal kids. Normal's average and typical. It's not my goal in anything. I'm gonna be wide open, baby. Stop borrowing more money. The next time something comes up and you got a problem or an opportunity, we're not borrowing money to do it. We do things at our house at the speed of cash. We don't have the cash, that means God said no. No is a possible answer to your prayers, by the way. No, some of you ain't used to hearing that, but no is a possible answer. The next one is you need to save money. We started baby step one. Baby step one was what? Remember, $1,000. Say $1,000. Baby step one's $1,000. We started with saving. Now we've stopped all other savings. We're not doing our 401k right now. We're working on this debt. We're not putting money aside for emergencies. We're working on this debt. Any money we have that's non-retirement is going at this debt right now. We're knocking this debt out as fast and as hard with gazelle intensity as we can. So we're temporarily not saving so that we can save. The faster you get out of debt, the faster you're gonna have all that money that you're giving those other people to build wealth with. It's really not that hard. Most people pay off all their debt except their home using this with gazelle intensity, not ish, but with gazelle intensity in less than 24 months. They're debt-free, everything but their house. Most people, not everybody, but most people do. And it's just because they get fired up and wired up and for the first time in their lives believe they can control their own destiny. and they decide to take control. You gotta learn to pay yourself first. Next thing is you need to sell some stuff. You got so much junk in your life. I got so much junk in my life. You need to sell so much stuff the kids think they're next. You put the dog on eBay and the cat on Craigslist. You need to amputate some junk. You got payments and you've been holding on to that thing and you don't even own it. The bank owns it. You're just renting it. So you need to decide, what are you gonna do? If you will drive like no one else, later you can drive like no one else. I went from driving a Jaguar to broke, driving a hoopty, it was worth $100. I'm driving like no one else and I don't drive that now. Now I drive whatever I want. But that's 30 years later of doing this stuff.